The last call at 11:57, don't open the door. The text flashed on Ariba's phone at exactly 11:57 p.m. 3 seconds later, the doorbell rang. Her heart stopped. She lived alone. No one ever visited this late, and no one knew her new address. The bell rang again, longer this time. Her hands trembled as she typed back. "Who is this?" The reply came instantly. "If you open the door, you'll die." The bell rang a third time. Ariba stepped back from the door, her breath shallow. The apartment felt smaller, darker. The ticking wall clock sounded louder than ever. 11:58 p.m. Another message. "He's not alone." Her chest tightened. There was no peephole in the old wooden door. She had complained to the landlord about it just last week. No camera either, just a fragile lock and silence on the other side. Her phone vibrated again. Turn off the lights. Now she didn't think. She moved, the apartment went dark, the doorbell stopped ringing. Silence, the kind that presses against your ears. She crouched beside the couch, phone clutched in her hand. Her mind raced. Who was outside, and how did this stranger know? Another text. "He's checking the windows, don't move." Her breath caught in her throat. She lived on the third floor, there were no balconies. How could anyone check her windows, unless they were already inside the building? A faint sound echoed from the hallway outside, footsteps, slow, measured, stopping right outside her door. Her phone buzzed again. He has a key. Ariba felt her stomach drop. That was impossible. Only she and the landlord had keys, unless her mind flashed to her ex-fiancé, Saad. She had broken off the engagement 3 months ago after discovering his lies, his gambling debts, his violent temper. She had moved cities to escape him. He didn't know where she was, did he? Her phone lit up again. "This is my fault, I'm sorry." Her fingers hovered over the screen. "Who are you?" 3 dots appeared, then disappeared, then appeared again. The door handle slowly turned. Ariba froze, the lock clicked, the door creaked open. A tall shadow stepped inside. She bit her lip to stop herself from screaming. The man closed the door behind him. The apartment was pitch black. He whispered, "Ariba." It was Saad. Her blood turned cold. He sounded calm, too calm. "I know you're here," he said softly. "You can't hide from me forever." Her phone vibrated violently in her hand. She almost dropped it. "Go to the kitchen. There's a knife in the second drawer." Her mind screamed no, but her body moved. On her knees, she crawled silently across the floor. Saad's footsteps echoed slowly through the living room. "I just want to talk," he said. That was always how it started. Talk, then shouting. Then apologies, then bruises. She reached the kitchen, her fingers found the drawer, she pulled it open and it screeched, too loud, the footsteps stopped. Silence. "Then there you are." He moved toward the kitchen. Her hands shook as she grabbed the knife. Her phone buzzed again. "Don't let him see you're scared, he feeds on that." Tears filled her eyes. Who was this person? How did they know him so well? Saad stepped into the kitchen doorway, his silhouette darker than the night behind him. "You look thinner," he said softly. His voice was gentle. "It made it worse. You left me with nothing," he continued. "You ruined my life. You ruined your own life," she whispered. He laughed. "You think you can just disappear." "I loved you. You don't know what love is," she said, gripping the knife tighter. He stepped closer. Her phone buzzed again. Now she didn't think. She lunged. The blade pierced his shoulder. He screamed, stumbled back, crashing into the counter. Blood splattered across the tiles. He looked at her, not angry, hurt, shocked. "You stabbed me," he whispered. "You were going to kill me," she said, shaking. He stared at her. Then slowly he started laughing, a low, broken laugh. "You really think I came here to hurt you?" Her phone buzzed again. "Finish it." Her heart pounded. Saad's laughter stopped. His eyes shifted to her hand, to the phone. "You're still getting those messages?" he asked quietly, her breath caught. "What?" He looked confused. "I changed my number," he said, "after the accident." "What accident?" His face paled. "You don't remember." The world seemed to tilt. Her phone buzzed again. "He's lying, kill him." Saad shook his head slowly. "Ariba, I've been in the hospital for 2 weeks. Her heart stopped. "That's impossible," she whispered. "You're here." He took out his phone with trembling fingers, opened the camera, turned it toward himself, his face, bruised, stitched, fresh hospital band on his wrist. "I escaped tonight," he said weakly, "because someone sent me messages from your number saying you were in danger." Her vision blurred. "My number," she whispered. Her phone buzzed again. "Don't believe him, he always lies." Her hands began to shake violently. Saad stepped closer, but slowly, carefully. "Ariba, who have you been texting?" Her breath grew heavy. She opened the chat. There was no name, no number, just the word, unknown. Her phone buzzed again. "He's manipulating you, just like before." Tears streamed down her face. "I didn't text you," she said to Saad. "I didn't text you either," he replied. Silence filled the kitchen. Her phone buzzed. This time the message was different. "I told you not to open the door." Her blood ran cold. Saad's phone buzzed at the same time. He looked down, his face drained of color. He slowly turned his screen toward her. It was the same message. I told you not to open the door. They both looked at the kitchen entrance. The apartment door was still closed, locked. Then a slow clap echoed from the darkness of the living room. Once, twice, 3 times. A figure stepped forward, not tall, not imposing, just familiar. Ariba's breath left her body. It was her, same face, same scar near the eyebrow, same terrified eyes, only calmer, colder. You finally did it, the other Ariba said softly. You protected us. Saad staggered back. What the hell is this? He whispered. The other Ariba tilted her head. You were always the weak one, she said to Ariba, always forgiving him, always going back. Ariba's mind shattered. No, she whispered, memories flooded her, the night of the accident. The argument, the car crash, the blood. Saad had been driving, but she had grabbed the wheel. She had screamed, she had wanted him dead, the car had flipped, everything went black. Her breathing became frantic. You didn't survive alone, the other Ariba said gently. I helped you. Saad stared at her in horror. You died, he whispered. Ariba looked at him. What? Tears streamed down his face. You died in that crash. The kitchen blurred, the knife slipped from her hand, the other Ariba stepped closer. You couldn't accept it, she said softly. So you built me. Her phone buzzed one last time. She looked down. You are not alive. The message disappeared. The screen went black, the apartment lights flickered on, bright, harsh, empty. There was no blood on the floor, no Saad, no second Ariba, just silence. The apartment was dusty, abandoned. The calendar on the wall read 3 months ago. Police tape hung loosely across the door. Outside, a neighbor whispered to another, they say she never survived the crash. Then who's been living there? The clock on the wall ticked. 11:57 p.m. The doorbell rang. And inside the empty apartment, a phone vibrated. She sent me my own death certificate. Your funeral was beautiful. The email arrived at 2:03 a.m. Attached, a photo of my coffin. With my name on it, I didn't breathe for a full 5 seconds. The name carved into the wood read, Zara Malik, born, 1993, died, yesterday. I touched my chest, heartbeat, fast, real. I was alive, right? Another email notification popped up. Subject, you shouldn't have lied. My stomach twisted. There was no sender name. Just an address that looked auto-generated, numbers and letters that meant nothing. The second attachment loaded. It was a picture of my mother, standing beside the coffin, crying. This wasn't Photoshop, it couldn't be. My mother lived 3 hours away. I had spoken to her 2 days ago. Hands shaking, I dialed her number. It rang and rang and rang. Voicemail. Cold sweat slid down my back. Another email. Subject, they buried you at 6:17 p.m. Attached, a short video clip. I pressed play. The footage was taken from a distance, behind trees, a small cemetery. Rain falling, a black umbrella over a coffin being lowered into the ground. My mother collapsed into my uncle's arms. My legs gave out beneath me. This wasn't a prank, it was too detailed. Too intimate, too cruel. I didn't go to work the next morning. Instead, I drove to my mother's town. The entire 3-hour drive, I kept checking the rearview mirror. Every car looked suspicious. Every shadow felt like it was following me. At 10:42 a.m., my phone buzzed. Unknown number. I hesitated. Answered, silence, then breathing, slow, calm, familiar. You shouldn't have come, a female voice whispered. The line went dead. My blood ran cold. That voice, it sounded like me. I reached my mother's house by noon. The driveway was full of cars. Black cars. My heart began pounding violently. No. I stepped out of my car. My legs felt like they belonged to someone else. I walked toward the house. The front door was open. Inside, people dressed in black filled the living room. Whispers, murmurs, crying. My aunt saw me first. She screamed, not in happiness, in horror. People turned, their faces drained of color. My mother fainted. I stood frozen. What is wrong with all of you? I shouted. My uncle backed away from me like I was contagious. You're not supposed to be here, he whispered. My chest tightened. What are you talking about? My cousin began crying hysterically. You died, she sobbed. We buried you yesterday. My ears rang. This isn't funny, I snapped. My uncle slowly held up a folded paper, a death certificate. He handed it to me with trembling fingers. I looked down. Name, Zara Malik. Cause of death, drowning. Date, yesterday. Signed, stamped. Official. My vision blurred. I didn't drown, I whispered. My mother, pale and shaking, stepped toward me. She touched my face. Her hand passed through my cheek. I didn't feel it, but she did. She screamed. I staggered back. No, this isn't real. Another phone buzz. I looked down. A new message. You lied. Now you live in between. My breathing became erratic. Memories flickered. Yesterday I had gone to the lake to meet someone I hadn't told anyone about. Armin, my fiancé, the one my family didn't approve of, the one they told me to leave. We had argued near the water, he had accused me of hiding things, I had accused him of betrayal, he grabbed my wrist, I slipped. Cold water, shock, screaming, hands reaching, darkness. My heart pounded violently, I remembered, I had drowned, I looked around the room, everything felt distant, muted like I was underwater again. I'm right here, I screamed at them. No one reacted. Except my mother, she stared at me, tears streaming. She doesn't know, she whispered. Know what? I cried. My uncle stepped forward. Zara, he said softly, voice breaking. You've been in a coma for 3 days. My world shattered. What? They revived you, he continued, but your brain activity, it's unstable. Doctors say you're between states. My phone buzzed again. This is the part where you choose. The room began flickering like a broken film reel, faces glitching, voices echoing, my mother's sobs stretching unnaturally long. I fell to my knees. I don't understand, I screamed. A figure stepped out from the hallway, dripping wet, hair clinging to her face, skin pale blue. It was me. Water pooled beneath her feet. You wanted to disappear, she said calmly. Remember, flashback, the night before the lake, I had told Armin I was tired of choosing between him and my family, tired of pretending. I just want to vanish, I had whispered. The dripping version of me smiled sadly. You got your wish. I shook my head violently. No, I want to live. She tilted her head. Then why didn't you fight harder? The lake, the water, I remembered letting go for a second. I had stopped struggling because it felt easier, because drowning meant silence, peace, escape. My chest tightened painfully. I was scared, I whispered. The dripping version stepped closer. You can't exist in both places. If you stay here, they move on. If you go back, you face everything. The funeral scene around me began fading, the house dissolving into white light, hospital monitors beeping faintly somewhere far away. My phone buzzed one last time. Make your choice. 10 seconds. My heart raced, my mother crying beside a hospital bed, Armin pacing outside ICU doors, the shame, the fights, the expectations. The chance to breathe again, the chance to fix what I broke, the chance to tell the truth. I want to live, I screamed. The dripping version of me smiled. Darkness swallowed everything. Beep, beep. Beep, my eyes shot open, bright hospital lights, oxygen mask, tubes, voices shouting, she's awake. My mother collapsed beside the bed, sobbing. You came back, she whispered. I tried to speak. My throat burned, my eyes scanned the room, no dripping version, no phone in my hand, but on the bedside table my phone, screen cracked, one unread notification, unknown sender. I slowly reached for it, hands trembling, opened it. One final message, next time you want to disappear, remember how it felt to be buried. The sender name finally appeared, it wasn't unknown. It was saved in my contacts, under one name, Zara, and then the contact deleted itself.